I promised you a little bit of information about the gut, so here it is. We want to start at the top. The top, well, all right, technically here is what happens. Technically the top of the gut and digestion is mouth, but for all intents and purposes we're going to start at the stomach, okay? Digestion starts in the stomach, but you want your stomach to be nice and acid. This is how our stomach is designed to be, and this is how it digests food best. I promise. So we want, and some people will say, what? I've got to reduce alcoholic beverages and coffee and all of this. But you know, we're really throwing off this whole balance in our stomach when we're doing a lot of sodas, and especially when we drink a lot at meals. So try to reduce your liquids at meals and keep things room temperature at meals so that your stomach can do its digestion thing, okay? We're going to keep it simple. All right, so the gut, we got the stomach. We go from the stomach to the head of the small intestine. Small intestine is about 20 feet in a live person. That's opposed to a cadaver, because we do a year and a half of gross anatomy dissection. People don't realize we do that, and things change when you're not alive. So about 20 feet when you're alive. I know, who would have thought? Yeah, that's a big surprise. Gosh, she sure is smart. So we go to the head of the small intestine, and in the small intestine, it is a symphony of hormones and chemicals. I mean, things are wild and wonderful in there, wild and wonderful. Because in the stomach, we've got carbohydrate and protein digestion starting, okay? We get to the head of the small intestine, or the duodenum, or the duodenum, for any of you who have dealt with the medical profession and ulcers and all that sort of thing. You may be familiar with those ulcers in there. But this is the head of the small intestine. It's the upper portion. This is where fat breakdown and digestion, my friends, starts, okay? And there is a signaling to our little friend, the gallbladder, that bile must be secreted into this area. This is life. This is good stuff. May not be sweet to the old taste buds, but this is good stuff in here. So fat is getting digestion further, protein, little carb stuff, and then off into 20 feet of breakdown and absorption. Small intestine, and then into the large intestine. Transition is right over here, lower right quadrant, ileocecal valve. And the large intestine is a big three-sided box. So up, over, down, and out. That's the quick and clean. Why? Because you don't need much more than that, right? That's the gut. Stomach, small intestine. We got this dance going on with the liver and the gallbladder. Small intestine, busy, 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 busy. And then we're sending things out. What we don't need goes out. One of the three main jobs of the large intestine, the three-sided box, is water reclamation. The large intestine will reclaim water and recycle water off of waste material and put it back into the body. Oh, so what? Why do we care about that? Well, because if you're dehydrated, what do you think's happening in there? No, but it's slow. Right? Well, do we want slow going on there? No, we don't. So drink half your body weight in water a day. Math is not my strongest suit, so I try to keep it simple. If you're 150 pounds, that means 75 ounces of water. Ounces. Just ounces, yes. And people will say, oh, Dr. Mary, but I'm going to be in the bathroom all the time. Right? I know, this is going through some minds in here. And you will if you drink a glass that's about the size of Dr. Melissa's right here in front of us. At one time, you notice she is sipping her iced tea. Yes, I would advise you to sip your water throughout the day. And I often tell people, you want to think of this as like a sprinkler system that's going on, where this is right, or a little soaker hose. So with gluten, you want to minimize really grains. That's what it comes down to. Because grains are the things that they put weight on us. And so if you start eating more vegetables. So sometimes it's a matter of just reducing down the amount of wheat. And I talk with people more about reducing wheat than gluten-free. Honestly, because gluten gets like Oh my goodness, this is like way too much information. There are two things that I find, thank you, excellent, excellent point, and by the way, congratulations, because you're doing a lot of good things. So there are two things that I find that really drive this early morning wake up, and it's a wake up where you're like awake. I'm like, why am I this awake, right? Like I could balance my checkbook sort of thing, like I'm way too awake. Okay, so one of those is your blood sugar has dropped and you are now awake because your body needs fuel. And there are two times where you can do protein. One is a little bit of protein before you go to bed. And I'll tell you my three favorites. Boiled eggs, have them peeled already. Because you don't want to be peeling eggs in the middle of the night, right? I know, am I right? Yeah, no one wants to do that. You want them peeled already, just have a 3 or 6 or whatever boiled up, ready to go. So boiled eggs, roasted turkey. You can get roasted turkey at the store. That's okay. Most of it's pretty clean, and that turkey's actually a lot less processed, I think, than chicken. Yes, you can get nitrate-free. You can get, various types. Boar's Head is pretty clean, and Tom Thumb has a good one too. I know. Does she have stock in Tom Thumb? I should, and Costco. I really should, both of them. And then the last one is almond butter on rice cakes. Yes. Okay. So. I said, can we have a hallelujah from the crowd, please? So the two times, I said apple butter, or no, almond butter. So the two times that you can do this to help get fuel back on board are before you go to bed, you can have a little couple, 3 slices of turkey rolled up, an egg, almond butter on rice cake, or when you wake up.